Hello students, today we are going to start the course Fluid Power Automation. The code of this course is 15MY53A for 5th semester Mechanical Engineering (MTD) students. It's an elective course. Okay, myself Farooq Mursal, lecturer in MTD department, CPC Polytechnic, Mysore. So let's begin the course. So the first unit in this course is Introduction to Hydraulics. Okay, this is the first session. So at the end of this session, we are having the session outcome. Understanding fluid power, Pascal's law, and properties of fluid. At the end of this session, a student should be able to explain what is fluid power. We should be able to explain what is Pascal's law and the properties of fluid. Okay, so let's see the contents of this session. First one, introduction to fluid power. So here, fluid power. When I tell fluid, so a student may think that a fluid means a liquid. Okay, so here, fluid does not mean only liquid. So it may be either liquid or gas. Okay, so air or liquid is called as fluid. When fluid power, we are using air or liquid as working media, then we call it as a fluid system. So that fluid power automation. So here fluid is one which we are using as a working media to develop the energy or to develop the power so as to operate any machine or any working part so as to do the useful work. So fluid power refers to a branch of engineering that deals with the use of high pressure fluids. It may be gas or it may be liquid. Okay, within confined areas. So like hoses, cylinders to generate, control and to transmit power. So to do any work, we should generate power, we should control it and we should transmit it. So in day-to-day life, we are seeing lot of moving parts or some of the working parts. So there we require a source or a working media. So that working media will help in the motion, the translatory motion or some of the useful work in that system. So when I am speaking about fluid power, then I am strictly adhering to the use of working media air or liquid. If I use air as a working media, I call it as a pneumatic system. Students, you should be very clear. When I use air as working media, I am telling that system as a pneumatic system. If I use oil, okay, oil is a liquid. If I use a working media as oil, then I call it as hydraulic system. So as your first unit, we are going to deal with hydraulic unit. Means we are going to study the characteristics of oil and also we'll see the properties of oil. So hydraulic system is one which is going to use oil as the working medium. So in the picture you can see I've used the hoses. You can see hose is a new word to it. It is in pipe. Okay. So it is a part called pipe in which the fluid flows. So a fluid again it may be air or it may be liquid. So if hose is one, it is a pipe or it is a path for flowing of the fluid. Okay, cylinder, so again it is an this one reciprocating motion or a transpiratory part which is used in the system. Next, moving on, we'll see the basic concept of Pascal's law. Pascal is one of the scientists who has invented a law called as Pascal. It is named according to his name. Pascal's law, what he defines or what he states. So it is the basic principle for fluid power developed by Pascal. So he stated that pressure generated at one point in confined liquid acts equally in all directions. What he states, the pressure generated at one point in confined liquid acts equally in all directions. So if in a confined means if you are having a pot, if you are having container, so the pressure generated, so it is same equal in all directions. In confined liquid means in a liquid, so the pressure acting or pressure exerting through it is same in all directions in a confined liquid. So the pressure created by piston is equal to force by area. So pressure is nothing but force divided by area. So we can deal it in Newton per meter square, or Newton per millimeter square, or Newton per centimeter square as per the requirement as it is given in the problem. So you should know the unit of pressure is force per the unit force per area, and the unit is Newton per meter square or Newton per mm square. The SI unit is Newton per mm square. So next, let's move forward. So we see properties of fluid. So when I say property of fluid, so fluid can behave in many ways. So the behavior of fluid is depending upon its property. What all the property it is having? So we should know each and every property of the fluid. So in this class, we'll study different properties. First one is density. In density, again we are having two more sub properties, that is mass density and weight density. Mass density and weight density. Next property is specific gravity. Next property is specific gravity. Next one is specific volume. Specific volume. So we'll deal each of the properties in detail. So first one, mass density. What is this mass density? So the density known as mass density or specific mass of a liquid may be defined as mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume at a standard temperature and pressure. This is most important. So density is nothing but mass per unit volume at a standard temperature and pressure. It is usually denoted by the letter rho. What do we call that symbol? Rho, and its unit is kg per meter cube. Its unit is kg per meter cube. So rho is equal to, so we have the formula m divided by v, mass divided by volume. We call it as density. Student should be having the knowledge that mass per unit volume is nothing but density. So I have shown an example. See, density. So if the density is less, the liquid will be having, it will be floating in the, so if a object is having less density, it will be flowing in water, the water surface. If it is having high density, then it will get submerged in the liquid. Okay, so the mass should be, if the mass is more, heavy particles, the mass is more, the volume is less, means the density is, what happens, obviously density is increased because mass per unit volume we are taking. If mass is more and density is more, then it becomes heavier and it will get submerged and it immerses in the liquid. So if you take example of a wood, so wood is having less density according to its volume and it floats on the surface of the water. If you take a metal part, if you dip in water, it really submerged and get immersed in the liquid. Why? Because the density is more. Therefore, density mass per unit volume. If it is lighter, the lighter particle floats and the heavier particles will get submerged in the liquid. So you can clearly see in the figure I have shown that density of the parts, lighter parts, will be floating and heavier parts will be getting submerged. Is it clear? I think it is clear. We'll move on. Weight density. Now see what is weight density. Weight density is also known as specific weight. We call weight density as specific weight and is defined weight per unit volume. Weight per unit. Mass density we are considering mass. Weight we are considering weight per unit volume at standard temperature and pressure. Okay, this is also at standard temperature and pressure, and usually it is denoted by letter W. Okay, so for the purpose of all calculations related to hydraulic or hydraulic machine, specific weight, okay, of water is taken in SI unit. W is equal to 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. Kilonewton per meter cube. So students, see what is the difference between mass density and water density is, weight density is. There we are considering mass per unit volume, but here we are considering weight per unit volume at standard temperature and pressure. Okay, so it is denoted by letter W. Hope it's clear. Next, moving to the next part. So specific gravity. Specific gravity. This is also important. Specific gravity is the ratio of specific weight of the liquid to specific weight of the standard fluid. So what we are having? We are having the ratio. What is specific gravity? So it's the ratio of specific weight of the liquid to specific weight of the standard fluid. So both are same, of same unit, hence it's a damageless quantity. Or we can also call it as unitless quantity, and it is represented by letter S. It is represented by letter S. So specific gravity. So both numerator and denominator both are weight, specific weight of liquid and specific weight of a standard fluid. So both are in weights are in grams. So both get cancelled. The unit is 1. Hence we call it as unitless quantity or damageless quantity, and it is represented by the letter S. So that is your specific gravity. Next, moving on, specific volume. Specific volume. It is defined as volume per unit mass. So specific volume is defined as volume per unit mass of a fluid. It is denoted by letter V. So what is specific volume? So it's a ratio of mass per volume. Mass per unit volume is nothing but your specific volume. It is denoted by letter V. Mathematically, we represent V is equal to V divided by V divided by M. So you can write capital or you can write small m. So mass, specific volume is unit per unit mass is nothing but your specific volume. Hope you are getting this. So these were the study part which we have seen in the session. Next part of this session is assessment. What is assessment? We are going to check how much the students have understood in the class, what I have taught in the class, how much the students have got the knowledge through. So hope everyone is in the position to answer the question which you will ask in assessment. So I'm having assessment of multiple choice questions. So options will be given there. You should tell me the correct option. So multiple choice questions. First question. Fluid means. Fluid means air. Options are air. B is liquid. C, both A and B. D, none of the above. Students, what is the answer? Fluid means air. B is liquid. C, both A and B. And D is none of the above. Yes, the right answer is C. Okay, both A and B. Fluid can be air or liquid. Okay, so the right option is C. Second question. Fluid power can be used in. Fluid power can be used in dash. A, hoses, cylinders, compressors, all of the above. Fluid power uses can be used in hoses, B, cylinders, C, compressors, D, all of the above. A student, tell me. Fluid power. The right answer is D, all of them, because hoses means that are the pipes, cylinder, these are the actuators which you are using for uh, performing the useful work, compressor to build up the pressure, and all of the above. The right answer is all of the above. Third one, question third. Pascal's law states that the pressure generated at one point in confined liquid acts dash in all direction. So I will repeat the question. Pascal's law states that the pressure generated at one point in a confined liquid acts dash in all direction. Options are different. B is equal. C, both A and B. D, none of the above. Yes, student, the right answer is B, equal. So in conformed liquid, so pressure acting in conformed liquid is all equal in all directions. Equal. B is the right option. Next, pneumatic system uses dash. A pneumatic system uses dash. Option 1 is A, oil. Option B is air. Third option, both A and B. The third last option, fourth is none of the above. Last option is none of the above. Yes, a pneumatic system uses oil, air, both A and B, or none of the above. The right answer is air. Air is the working media in pneumatic system. Hope you are getting the questions. Next, mass density is dash. Question, mass density is dash. Option A is mass per area, mass per volume, C, mass per weight, D, none of the above. Mass per volume, mass per mass per area, mass per volume, mass per weight, none of the above. Student, the right answer is mass per volume. Mass per volume is called as mass density. Next, sixth one. Weight density is weight per unit volume, weight per unit area, weight per unit density, all of the above. Yes, weight per unit volume, weight per unit area, weight per unit density, all of the above. The right option is first A, weight per unit volume, that we call it as weight density. Next, mass density specific density, specific gravity R dash. Mass density, specific density, specific gravity R dash. First option is types of fluid, application of fluids, property of fluids, none of the above. Student, types of fluid, applications of fluids, properties of fluids, or none of the above. Answer is properties of fluids. C. The correct answer is these all are properties of fluid. Next, eighth question. A system involves component B. Human, procedures, technology. C. Environment in which it operates. D. All of the above. A system involves component A. B. Human, procedure and technologies. C. Environment in which it operates. D. All of the above. Yes, students, it's an application question. You should think a little bit. Yes, the right option is D. All of the above. All above is the right answer. Next, the fluid system may be used in. The fluid system may be used in A. Machine, B. Aircraft, C. Transport, D. All of the above. Fluid system may be used in a machine, aircraft, transport, all of the above. Students, the right answer is all of the above. So, fluid system is used in all of the above options. Last question. Hydraulic system uses. An hydraulic system uses air. First option air. Second option B. Oil. C option is both A and B. D none of the above. D option none of the above. Yes, student, the right answer is B. Oil. When you use oil, you call it as an hydraulic system. So, we have summarized the session. In this session, we have studied fluid power. What is a fluid power? Pascal's law and properties of fluid. So, fluid power. So, fluid power, it's a branch of engineering which uses air or oil for operating any system. Okay. When we use oil or air as a working media, then we call it as an fluid power system. Pascal's law states that in a confined liquid, the pressure acting in C is equal in all directions. That's the Pascal's law. Properties of fluid we have seen: mass density, weight density, specific volume, and specific volume. So these are the properties which we have seen in this session. Hope all of you have got the knowledge in this session. I'm ending this session. Thanking one and all.